Do you want to learn English vocabulary faster? Want to have better listening comprehension and pronunciation and boost your speaking skills quickly? Then welcome to our new video to improve your English skills. In this video, we'll dive into a fun and interactive learning experience designed to improve your English speaking skills. We'll have a 3-part exercise. Part 1, listening practice. Part 2, the vocabulary review. Part 3, listen and answer practice. Now, are you ready to train your brain to speak English fluently? Let's get started. Part 1, listening practice. Bite off more than you can chew. In this part, you'll listen to a short story. Pay close attention to how the events unfold and how the expressions are used in context. Sarah was an exceptionally ambitious student in her final year of university. She had always excelled academically, but as the end of the semester approached, she found herself overwhelmed with commitments. Between leading a group project, preparing for her final exams, working part-time, and volunteering at a local charity, her schedule became progressively more demanding. It felt like she was running out of time every day. Determined to maintain her stellar academic record, Sarah refused to scale back on any of her obligations. However, her persistence came at a cost. One evening, while juggling her tasks, Sarah realized that she had forgotten an important essay deadline. Panicked, she tried to cram everything into the last few hours before midnight. Exhaustion set in, and her focus deteriorated rapidly. Ultimately, she had to submit an unfinished, poorly written essay. To add insult to injury, she performed poorly on her final exams because she hadn't left herself enough time to study properly. Sarah realized too late that she had bitten off more than she could chew by taking on too many responsibilities at once. In the end, she learned a valuable lesson about prioritizing and managing her time more effectively. Part 2, the vocabulary review. Now, let's take a moment to go over some of the key vocabulary words and phrases that were used. Understanding these words will help you better grasp the story and improve your English skills.
Bite off more than you can chew. To take on a task that is too big or difficult to manage. Example: Sarah realized she had bitten off more than she could chew with her overloaded schedule. Ambitious: having a strong desire to succeed or achieve something, often requiring hard work and determination. Example: Sarah was ambitious, taking on several tasks while trying to maintain her top grades. Excel: to be exceptionally good at something or to perform better than others. Example: Sarah had always excelled academically throughout her university years. Overwhelm: to become overcome with stress or anxiety, often due to too many tasks or responsibilities. Example: as the semester progressed, Sarah felt increasingly overwhelmed with all her commitments. Persistence: continuing to work towards something, even when faced with difficulties. Example: Sarah's persistence led her to push through her tasks, but it eventually backfired. Cram: to study or work intensively over a short period, often to make up for lost time. Example: Sarah crammed all night to finish her essay but couldn't complete it to a high standard. Deteriorate: to become progressively worse. Example: Sarah's focus deteriorated as exhaustion took over. Progressively: gradually increasing in extent or severity. Example: Sarah's schedule became progressively more demanding as the semester neared its end. Obligation: a duty or commitment. Example: Sarah felt obligated to fulfill all her responsibilities without cutting back. Prioritize. To arrange tasks or duties in order of importance. Example: Sarah learned too late that she needed to prioritize her assignments more effectively. Exhaustion. A state of extreme physical or mental fatigue. Example: after days of overwork, Sarah succumbed to exhaustion and couldn't focus on her studies. Commitment. A promise or firm decision to do something. Example: Sarah's numerous commitments left her with little time for herself. Obligatory. Required by a legal, moral, or other rule. Compulsory. Example: she viewed every task as obligatory, which added to her stress. Backfire. To have the opposite result from what was intended. Example: Sarah's attempt to handle everything backfired, resulting in poor academic performance.
Part 3. Listen and answer practice. Let's test your understanding of the story with some questions. I'll ask a question and you'll have a few seconds to answer before I reveal the correct response. Try to answer out loud to practice your speaking skills.
What kind of student was Sarah? Sarah was an ambitious and hardworking student. What commitments did Sarah have at the end of the semester? Sarah was leading a group project, preparing for final exams, working part-time, and volunteering at a local charity. How did Sarah feel as her tasks increased? Sarah felt progressively overwhelmed as her responsibilities grew. Did Sarah scale back on her commitments when things got difficult? No, Sarah didn't scale back and tried to manage everything on her own. What mistake did Sarah make with her essay? Sarah forgot about the essay deadline and had to cram it into the last few hours before midnight. How did Sarah's focus change as she worked late? Her focus deteriorated due to exhaustion. What was the result of Sarah's decision to take on so many tasks? She performed poorly on her final exams and submitted a poorly written essay. What lesson did Sarah learn from her experience? Sarah learned that she had bitten off more than she could chew and needed to prioritize better. What does the idiom "bite off more than you can chew" mean? It means to take on more work or responsibility than you can handle. Why did Sarah's persistence backfire? Her persistence backfired because she took on too much, which led to exhaustion and poor performance.
Great job today! Keep practicing by watching this video regularly and you'll see your English skills improve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Keep learning and I'll see you in the next video.